Hello everyone, this is Ashish Chauhan from the band Delhi Indie Project. So today I'm here with this video tutorial where I'm going to teach you, where I'm going to share how we use OBS Studio using our DAW. In my case, I'm using Logic Pro X. So ever since the lockdown started, it has really affected especially the entertainment industry, and this video is especially for all my musician friends. These days a lot of us have been doing concerts from home, and we want to make sure that the audio quality we provide on all the streaming sites it's as good as we sound on the stage. So I think I've been working on it since a long time, and special thanks to Mr. Subir Malik from Parikrama, who has really encouraged me to share this video with all of you. And here I am. So I'm going to tell you some tricks and some ways, some tools by which we can stream online with a high quality sound and audio. So we're gonna work on this software called the OBS Studio, which is also called the Open Broadcasting Studio. And in my case, I'm using, as I told you, I'm using Logic Pro X, and I'm using this interface by Behringer, which is a UMC 404 HD, and I'm using the Rocket 8 monitors and the headphone as well. Even if you don't have monitors, if you have a laptop interface, a mic, your instrument and the headphone, you're good to go. So let's start with the OBS Studio. I'm going to tell you how we use it, how we can use it as a tool to stream live with a high quality audio. So everyone, the first thing you need is you need to download the OBS Studio. It's a free software. It's available for Windows and Mac as well. Once you've done that, make sure it's because the Mac OS has to be 10.13 and plus. So make sure you have your OS upgraded till this requirement. And after you've done that, we're going to use another software. It's called the Soundflower. Soundflower is actually a virtual audio output device that shares the audio, that sends the signal from one application to another. For example, it sends it from Logic. You can control your reverb, delay, everything from the Logic, and you can send it to the OBS software. Once we have downloaded both these software, we're gonna open the audio MIDI setup in our Mac. Here we go. Once we've done that, we're gonna create a new aggregate device. The moment you this one, the one you see, UMC plus Soundflower, it's going to be exactly like that. The moment you click on create new aggregate device, you'll see a blank page like this. You're going to select UMC 404 or whatever audio interface you are using, and you're going to select Soundflower 2 channels like I've done. The moment I click on UMC 404, that is my interface. You see these 4 channels in blue or purple. These appear because my audio interface has a 4 in and a 4 out. So the one in blue is my audio interface, and the Soundflower virtual audio that we've downloaded is 5.6, the input and the output as well. We're not going to really use the input, but we're going to use this output for our OBS. So we're going to send the signal to our 5 and 6, which is going to be allotted for OBS. And now the clock source, this is very important. You have to make sure whatever audio interface you're using is your clock source selected. Once we've done this, we're going to close this, and we're going to open Logic or whatever DAW you're using, be it Pro Tools, be it Cubase. If you're on Windows, the same thing works everywhere. So I think the moment we have the interface, I have already done the routing for the mic, as you can see. So I'm going to tell you, the first thing we need to do is we need to go to the audio settings, the audio preferences, and we're going to select our output device as the aggregate device we just created, where we selected the interface and the Soundflower both. We're going to select that, and we're going to keep the input device as our interface only, or we can also select UMC plus Soundflower, the aggregate device we created. The moment we do that, now when we try to add a new audio instrument, you can see the output options that we have over here is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the outputs that is there in my interface, and the 5, 6 is what we have created through Soundflower. So the Soundflower is the output that we're going to use for OBS and for our streaming. That's the virtual output. So let me just create a software instrument for you, and the output is still stereo out. I'm playing it. I can get the sound, but I'm sure you're not getting the sound for it. That is because we have to do some routing. Now this is something that every musician needs to have some basic knowledge about the DAW. Until you know that, I think this is going to be really a challenge for you. I'll show you how I've done this. This is a process. There are several ways to do it, people, but I think this one works for me the best for the least latency that we need in the audio. While we're streaming, we want it to be as real and as obviously there's a slight broadcasting delay, but that's not going to affect your audio. So what we're gonna do is, instead of it's going to the monitors directly on the stereo out, I'm gonna send it to a bus, and I'm gonna send it to bus number 1. The moment we click on that, we automatically see that there's a bus created. In my case, I've already done this so that I can explain it to you. See, as you can see, this is my microphone. This is the instrument I've just created. Now when I play it, you're able to hear it. I'll tell you the reason why. The moment the output I sent it to 1, this auxiliary strip is created, and the input of this obviously will be bus 1 because that's where we are taking the signal from. Now this is also not going to stereo out. Now we have created 2 more buses. We have sending all the instruments that we've created are going to this channel. We've named it as mix. Now the mix of this, the output we've selected is another bus 2. Now bus 2, we're going to have 2 different channels. One is that's going to go to your stereo out, that is your monitors or your headphones, and the other one we're going to select the out as 5/6. Actually, I don't need these 2 buses, so I'm going to delete them so that doesn't show you a lot of channels that might confuse you. We're actually using just 2 channels, and we've created 3 more channels for that. The reason is these 2 are going into bus 1. Bus 1 further is going into bus 2, and we have 2 different channels for bus 2. You can create it from options, create new auxiliary, and make sure the input of that channel is bus 2. Whatever signal is going into bus 1 is going the same into this channel and the same into this channel. However, the output of the first channel is going to your stereo out, that is your monitors, and the output of this we have selected as the output 5 and 6, which is our Soundflower. Now when we open OBS, here you must be seeing multiple videos because I have selected the media source, the display capture. So you must be seeing the display capture because I was just sharing that with you. When you open OBS, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into settings, and we're going to go into audio. Make sure the desktop audio is selected as your Soundflower, because that's the virtual output we're going to use. That's going on 5 and 6, output 5 and 6. Once you've done that, that's it. We're going to close it. And you can you'll have different scenes. So I have created 4 scenes because I'm doing this video for all of you. It took me a lot of time, people. You're going to do a lot of research, you're going to do a lot of practice, and even I'm not that very great at that, but hopefully I'm trying as well. So the moment you have one scene, for example, you have different options as your sources. Like this one is my video. Like if I turn on this, you'll see me on the screen. This is a video capture that I've shared for all of you. I can turn it off. I can turn off my display. You'll see nothing. I've turned it on. And now when I turn on the camera, you'll see this. So to add all of these, you need to click on the plus sign. You can add your audio input capture, which is very important. Now audio input capture has to be something the signal that comes from Logic. So you have to click on audio input capture, click on OK. Then you're going to select the Soundflower 2 channel. Make sure the Soundflower 2 channel is selected. By default it'll be that because we selected that. In case it's not that, you're going to select Soundflower 2 channel and add that audio input. That is very important. That is the audio input capture that OBS is getting from the Logic. And the moment we do that, like I've created Logic X and Soundflower, you see the signal when I'm speaking is coming here, or when I play the keyboard. And here we have it. And the camera, if I want to add a camera to speak to you people, I can do that. And then once we are done, now what do we want to do? We want to go back to Logic, and here we are. Now as we see, we only have 2 channels, and I showed you how we've done the routing to send it to output 5 and 6, which is being used by the Soundflower. That's the virtual audio that we're using. And if in case I want to add some reverb to my mic, I'm just simply going to select, either you can you can add that's going to be a bit complicated. The simple way is just to add the reverb. It's going to give reverb on the entire signal, but I prefer using it through the sends. I'm going to pick up a new bus that is not being used. Say I'm going to pick up 3 is empty, and I'm going to open, and I'm going to select any particular reverb. I love using the Wave H reverb that we have. I'm going to show you how I do that. I use the H reverb, and I'm going to select I like the factory presets. I like the warm plate a lot, and when I turn it up, I hear the reverb, but I'm sure you guys are not able to listen to the reverb. That is because the output of this reverb is again going into stereo out. Since we've already created bus 1, that is sending the signal to bus 2, which is sending the signal to 5, 6 and stereo out as well. So I'm going to select this as my bus 1. Now if you hear, you must be getting the reverb, people. So either ways, you want to use it through a bus, which is I prefer, so that you can individually EQ the reverb, whatever you want. I'm going to turn it off for now. If I want to play the instrument, I'm going to turn it down a little bit. It's very loud. Now the signal is completely going into OBS, and now I'm going to take you again back to the OBS. I'm going to show you how we create a live post on Facebook, a live stream on Facebook. For that, we need to open our browser. We need to go to facebook.com/live/create. And here we are. The moment you click on this URL, you are here. You're going to click on create live stream. Make sure you're logged into your individual page or the individual account wherever you want to go live, or else there'll be an option. If you are managing a page or a group, there'll be an option through which you can go on your page, you can go live on your group or on your timeline. The moment we open this, we don't see any video coming, and we see this go live, we see these options. When we go down, we see the stream key and the server URL, which is very important. So we're going to copy both of these and we're going to paste it in OBS in order to stream through OBS on. As you can see, there's a blank screen and there's not even the option to go live. To turn that on, we're going to go back to OBS. I'm going to pull it down. Here we are. We're going to settings. And you're going to, the server key that you copied, you're going to paste it here. The stream key that you copied, you're going to paste it here, and you click on OK. And we are ready to stream. Now, when you want to stream, you're just going to click start streaming. Start streaming from here will not go live on Facebook until, see, now as I click start streaming, it's saying connecting live video. Let's wait for it. Please remember, people, there will always be, what I'm speaking right now will be slightly late on Facebook. That's like even in live matches, it's not the real time. Even the live matches are broadcasted 2-3 hours later than the stadium. See, now as you can see, the video appears here, whatever is there. even with the audio. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna give the video title, you're gonna say something about this video, you're gonna select whether you're gonna go on your timeline, you're gonna go to a page that you manage or on a group, and you're just simply gonna click live and we're good, ready to stream. So that's it, people. I think this session was good for you and you really enjoyed. It was helpful and it's gonna really make a difference, and this is the least I could do for the people, for the fellow musicians. And I think this is really gonna be these are really difficult and horrible times. We never thought of this, but then we have to change with the time, and I hope इसके through हम आगे के लिए तैयार हो पाएंगे. We're definitely gonna have big shows again with huge audiences, but till then, enjoy streaming, people. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's gonna be helpful to you. Thank you for watching my video, people. This is Ashish Chauhan from the band Daily Indie Project. Thank you, everyone. Happy streaming. Before I say someone